New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you want to know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello. Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Hello, Dr. Natasha.
Hello, Robin. Lovely Robin. Oh my God. I barely made it today, guys.
All right, but you're here. So here we are. Girls
Yes.
Behaving Metaphysically. I am Robin Rice Olmsted.
And I'm Dr. Natasha Wilson.
And we are girls.
Struggle. And we're girls behaving metaphysically.
That's right. What the heck does that mean? That means we find the metaphysical in everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. Oh gosh, it runs the gamut. But
Yes.
Here we are, and we're glad you're joining us. And it's good to see you. Glad that you got here. Welcome to everybody out there. So, today, I'm going to reveal this to Dr. Natasha because we are living in the moment here. Today, we are exploring reinvention of ourselves. And the title of our show is A Season, a Reason, a Season, or a Lifetime, the Art of Reinvention.
Yes.
So that's what we're going to be looking at. Just, how that happens and what that means. And, Natasha and I like to take ordinary things and flip them inside out and reveal the true spiritual mechanics underneath them. So you want to be here for that. And of course, you don't want to miss the card pull of the week either. So
That's right.
What do you got? How's your week? How are you?
Yeah, my week. I took the day off yesterday. Well, I did. I ended up seeing like one client yesterday, but then I had the whole rest of the day off yesterday, and it was just such a wonderful day. Oh my God, it was such a good day. Like it was one of those days that at the end of the night when I was like doing my gratitudes, it was like I'm running out of space to write. It was
Nice.
it was just full of so many like unexpected, wonderful experiences, I took the day off because I thought I didn't know what to expect with the recovery from getting my tattoo sleeve and that I did the day before. And because the last tattoo I got, right, which was that one, I got when I was 18. So I got my second tattoo over 30 years later. And, that one, I don't even remember what healing was. I have no idea. I don't even remember. It's over 30 years ago. So I'm like, okay, girl, you are 30. It's 30 years since that. You might need to take some time off for recovery. So, but it was fine. I didn't need recovery, and it just ended up being this really beautiful day. So yeah. How's your week been?
My week is good. They're just full. That's all.
Yeah.
And I'm actually hoping to glean some insight from our topic today because, I mean, I think we're always reinventing ourselves on some level. However, like, I keep trying to take things off my plate and to reinvent myself in a different way. And someone else pops up from somewhere else that goes, "Oh, can you just," and then I'm back in it again. I'm like, "Oh, why are you asking me?" There's a plethora of people out there. So, anyway, it's good. My week is good. It's been busy. I can't think of anything really remarkable. I'm teaching this class on Thursday nights tonight, my night in the U.S. If you're joining us for the first time or you don't know that, Dr. Natasha is in Brisbane, Australia, and it is Friday there. However, here where I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico, it is only Thursday. So I have a class tonight, and that's kind of interesting and fun, and it's a mystics class, and so I'm looking forward to that. And that's it. Nothing too exciting.
That's all very exciting. A mystical class?
Yeah, the pathway to mysticism.
Oh, man, that sounds, oh my God. How do I go? I want to go to that class.
You can. Tonight's the last night to join.
How do I do that? For real? How do I do it? I'm not joking. That sounds amazing.
I hear you. I'll put the information in the chat in a little while.
Yeah, okay. The topic today, I'm be honest, because I wasn't supposed to have a session before our podcast started, but I had a client who needed a session, and it was the only place I could squeeze them in today, was the hour before we started. But so I didn't really have a chance for us to really check in and be like, okay, like our topic, who has the cards, our whole little behind the scenes thing. But like seeing the topic, oh my God, it is so in alignment with my new tattoo sleeve. Like I just, oh my God, it is so in alignment.
Do you want to unveil your tattoo sleeve now?
Do you want me to, or do you want me to wait until we come back and start the topic? I'm in no hurry. This is going to be with me until I die. So there's no hurry.
All right. Well, then if you want to see tattoos, it's Natasha's tattoo sleeve, you're going to have to stay tuned.
There we go. Let's do that. Let's leave it a mystery. Let's leave it a mystery.
It's a mystery on this pathway to mysticism.
That's right.
Okay. I have cards.
Let's do them.
Time for the card pull of the week, where we see what it's trying to unfold as us. I am shuffling.
You shuffle, and I'll tell you when to stop. But in the meantime, girl, I got to put some face cream on. I'm just realizing my skin is dry. Okay. So
one card fell on the floor. Does that mean it's supposed to be that one?
I think get that one. I think it's meant to be that one. While I do this metaphysical face cream.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. It is being with discomfort. Being with discomfort.
Yes. Okay, Robin. What does that mean for you?
God is so funny. So, hysterical. It says.
Yes. Go.
Yeah. Okay. At times of discomfort, I courageously seek my soul essence, which is clear, pure, and luminous.
Well, can you read that just one more time, please? Just one more. One more.
At times of discomfort, I courageously seek my soul essence, which is clear, pure, and luminous. Well, for me, being with discomfort is can be just a part of growth. I mean, I think, you know, it's like when you were a kid and you used to grow out of your shoes. Like all of a sudden you'd be like, my feet hurt, my shoes hurt. And your parents would feel your toe and it was up to the top. You know, I think change can be uncomfortable. You know, not all the time, but a lot of the time.
Mm.
And I mean, I think for me, in the example that I gave, the mini example, I think that being in that place of trying to shift patterns that you've had all your life, you know, of whether it's of pleasing people or making people comfortable or doing too much or whatever it is, you know, I think that it's being with discomfort because it's uncomfortable to start telling people no when you've been a yes person, or to start telling people, oh, I can't, or to tell people, do it. I don't know how to do it, but you can find out, you know, and letting go of that space. How about you?
Being with discomfort, is that the title of the card?
Yes.
Being with discomfort. And just read that little piece again, because there's something that was in there that really like hit something.
At times of discomfort, I courageously seek my soul essence, which is clear, pure, and luminous.
Yes. You know, I think what comes up for me, and I'm just going to use I language. I really, like most human beings, don't really like change. I am a creature of habit in so many ways. And even change that I want, right? Like I think about like any kind of like moving, like, you know, like when I want to move, right? Like the process and everything that goes into it, it just feels so destabilizing. Like I don't like the discomfort that comes with like change. And like most humans, I try to avoid discomfort. And what I've learned is that evolution, growth, birth is always marked. Like, I don't know any, maybe we can, you know, I think like we've evolved to a place where we can consciously like use our consciousness to shift, to change consciously, right? Not that we have control. We have, it's conscious. And so where am I going with that? Lord, talk about change. I can explain these days. But anyways, when, you know, when something is being born, even like a human, right? Like think about the discomfort that is just to be born. It's like we come into the world having to contend with discomfort, right? Like the little hatchling that breaks out of that egg because that space that was once so cozy has become uncomfortable. And if it stays in there, it's gonna die because everything in there gets toxic over time. So it has to contend with discomfort to come out of the egg. So I think so much of the spiritual journey. And when I think about like where we are in the world politically, because for me, I don't separate spirituality from politics, and none of the spiritual avatars that I think we look up to shy away from politics, from Jesus to Buddha to Dr. King to Malcolm X, they all were these spiritual, they all had held their spirituality at the center of their life, and it's what drove their politics. And it's by being grounded in whatever our soul connects to spiritually is what grounds us in the discomfort and helps us move through the discomfort. And I feel like right now we're all being called to learn that being uncomfortable won't kill us. And we have to be uncomfortable and to grow, to change, to evolve. And that's what we're going through collectively as a society, a lot of goddamn discomfort.
Right.
It's because something is being born, and we gotta learn how to be with discomfort. It comes with being a Homo sapien on planet Earth.
Yeah, and I think it goes hand in hand with what we're talking about today, which is the energetics of reinvention, more or less, because everybody's shedding something. Everybody, whether it's your identity or a job or a friendship or a habit or whatever it is, we're really just releasing. And it's not so much a single moment as it is a spiritual metaphysical practice, right? Releasing old stories, releasing or choosing who we're becoming, or be living on purpose, all of those things. And so that's what we're going to talk about, today. And I think we'll go deeper into the cards. So let's take a break and we'll come right back. And when we come back, we'll spice it up and talk about, what does it really take to stop negotiating with your old self and live into your new self kind of conversation. All right. And tattoo will be revealed.
Yes, and I'm going to go put on lipstick during the break. All right.
Thanks. There you go. We'll see you right back here on New Thought Media Network.
Please help us say thank you to all of our organizational sponsors, including the Hefferland Foundation, Affiliated New Thought Network, International New Thought Alliance, Science of Mind Archives and Library Foundation, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, New Thought Philadelphia, Center for Spiritual Living United Life, Sunshine Cathedral, Planned Happiness Institute, Summit Center for Spiritual Living, One Heart Retreats, Universal Joy Center, Unity Kitchener, Unity Spiritual Center Ottawa, Home Center for Spiritual Living, Satya Center, Begin Within Ministries, Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, Unity of Savannah, and the Center for Spiritual Living Seattle, as well as all of our individual donors. On behalf of New Thought Media Network, thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe. New Thought Media Network, come be you. Come expand your spiritual journey. Join us for Just the Talk, Sundays, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Mountain Time. Experience Unity Kitchener and Ottawa. Center for Spiritual Living Midtown, Center for Spiritual Living Denver, Unity of Garden Park, New Thought Philadelphia, the Sunshine Cathedral, Unity of Savannah, and the Om Center for Spiritual Living. Come unleash your spiritual potential with New Thought Media Network.
Welcome to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Your hosts are two girls who believe that life is awesome, that laughter heals, and that it's possible to find deep spiritual insights in everyday experience.
Here come the girls. It's more than practical. Here come the girls. Way more than merely factual. If you wanna know the secrets of a life that's free, listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically. Listen to Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
Hello, and welcome back.
Welcome
I apologize for our producer. He apparently is drinking today, but we are not. So there you go. So I am Robin Rice Olmsted, and I'm joined by Dr. Natasha Wilson, and we are
Girls Behaving Metaphysically.
It is who we are. So today we're going to talk about reinventing ourselves. It's reinvention season. Woohoo! And really, I think there's a moment in life that you might not always see coming, but it's that moment when suddenly your life just doesn't fit. Like one size is too small, or the conversation doesn't fit. Like, have you ever found yourself with friends, like doing the same thing you always do, and then listening and going, oh my God, I can't relate to this anymore.
Of course. Yeah.
So that's what we're talking about, and just talking about the energetics of reinvention, and the shedding and the letting go and the collapsing of our becoming who we're here to be. So in this season of release, here we are.
Can the topic just be put up on the screen?
You can, and you yourself are capable of doing that.
I don't know how to do that.
I know, I'm telling you. So just go to banners, and then you click on it, and you put it up. Michael had it up. I clicked for dramatic effect.
Okay.
So there you go. Well, it wouldn't have been good if I said you clicked, and I didn't click, so I clicked. Anyway, that's it.
I'm going to need to do a tutorial for this at some point.
Okay.
I'm just going to have to, but that's another thing. For another season.
But it is indeed a season of change for you to step into a different place in this podcast. So
that's right.
It's all good. So,
and the fact that this podcast has become one of the bright spots of my whole week, right? Wow. I remember being so nervous about this because I've never really done anything like this. I made this really hard decision, like not hard. I just needed a really strong line around which passion projects I would do. And they needed to really be projects that feed me, feed my soul, feed my heart. Because I've been doing a lot of work with this thing that I've come to understand, or I call the hungry heart, in terms of like my journey with like food, because I have a history of struggling with like my weight and with food. And what I've realized, in that journey, and I think it's why I like seeing the topic sitting there, is because I am realizing, or when I started to realize that my body, my stomach, my body wasn't craving food. It was craving a sense of warmth, a sense of comfort. And so my heart was hungry. People say, oh, it's your mind that's hungry. No, my mind, it is what it is. It was my heart that was hungry. And I can't remember what podcast we did, Robin, when we oh, I think it was Gil's ordination, or if it was either the one before that, you know, I remember coming back to that part of growth in me around being with my hungry heart. And I had spoken to Michael about um, the one thing that I've always wanted to do that I haven't done, that calling. And it has been, what I've learned is it's one of the things that sit at the center of my hungry heart, and I can't eat that away, you know. um
Well, and I think that's a great segue because when
hmm,
you have a calling, that's what calls you into reinvention on some level, right?
yes, absolutely.
You know, and one of my questions was like, how do we know when we're in that place of reinvention? Like, what does that feel like in our body? You
Hmm.
know, and I mean, I think on some level you're speaking to it, but you know, just what is it? What does reinvention feel like in the body? Is it not the idea, but like the energetic sensation, right? Like, is it a pull? Is it a push? Is it a nudge, a whisper, a two by four? You know, what? Really, all of the above at some level, but
Yeah, I guess it depends on, like, are you listening to the pull of life? You know, if you're not, then yeah, then it turns into a brick or or whatever.
right.
Yeah. But yeah, I hear you. You know, so I was saying for me, I feel that I feel the pull in my chest. And when I'm craving this kind of warmth in my belly, you know, when I think I shared like a little bit about my journey in AA, and I'm not like one of these people. Like I take what's useful, and I if it doesn't, if the rest doesn't work for me, I can kind of just leave it. But there are some things in AA that has really worked for me, and one of the things I realized, um, when I forget that I am a child of the universe, when I forget that God is all there is, and I forget, human beings are forgetful, right? We're forgetful beings. Um, but when I forget, I realize like I start to crave this warmth. Like I want warmth. And like that's what a glass of wine would do for me. You know how when you drink the first glass and then you feel that little bit of warmth in your belly from the alcohol itself? Like that warmth is when I'm feeling the craving for that warmth, that is how I know I'm being asked. Now I don't drink to, you know, when I feel that craving for the warmth. Um, Sometimes I'll drink some hot bone broth, but anyways, what I've realized, so for me, physiologically, I feel a desire for warmth. That is how I know. Like I'm being asked to step into something, to whether it's reinventing myself or whatever. Like I literally feel it in my belly and in my chest, just in terms of like where I feel that pull for reinvention.
That sounds so warm and fuzzy in a way. Like I feel it. Like I get pains in my back and my neck. That's so that's so comforting. But I get like that kick in the ass kind of feeling, like where I'm like, oh my god, it hurts and I just want to pass out kind of feeling. So
Mm,
it's interesting. I mean, because I do think it shows up in all different ways, right?
mm. Yeah, I think I've signed a contract with the universe that I don't really want any more kicks in the ass. I'm done with that. Like I will listen. You know, gentle nudge is fine. Synchronicities are fine. Cravings of warmth in my belly and my chest, that's fine. But kicks in the ass, I'm good. Like no more of that shit. Universe, please, thank you, please, and thank you.
That's a good request to put in.
Yeah, please and thank you.
So can you think of an identity or a time like where you outgrew yourself long before you admitted it? Like, like those situations where you try to stay small or in a situation.
Do you really want me to answer that right now?
The short answer.
Girl,
You don't have to go into the whole story, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, I mean, like the most blaring one is leaving my last relationship.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just feel like I don't want to go there because talk about that. I feel like that was the last brick that I had to get hit in the head with, right? And or the kick in the butt. But yeah,
But
but
I
I've
think
also had that experience with friendships, like I remember once being with friends, and we were at a dance social thing, and I was standing with them, and one of the people that I was standing with was one of my teachers, and it was like a bunch of us who were also that teacher students, and I just remember she started like being critical of the people. Now this is a social, so people aren't. This isn't a class. This is a social, and people are dancing, and like the musicality. People are just supposed to dance. It doesn't matter, right? Like if the technique, the musicality, whatever is off. And I remember that there was a time that I'd be right there with her, being like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh look at that. He's gonna hurt somebody." Stuff like, but never actually tell that person that, or
Right.
go invite myself to dance with that person to sort of, as a more skilled dancer, to sort of guide the leader, because the follower really can and really does guide the leader. That's the secret in dance, but I'm partner, but anyways, whatever. But then I remember one time being at one of those socials, and I was just like, this feels not nice. This doesn't feel good. I don't
Right.
like this,
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, but I still kept being there until eventually I was like,
Yeah. I remember for me, one of the times was I used to go to my friend's bar and restaurant, and I'd sit at the counter, the bar with him, and have dinner and whatever, and talk and chat. We'd watch TV and all this stuff. And every night that I went, we used to watch Jerry Springer show. For those of you too young to know this or too old to have cared, it was basically this show. It was basically the first reality television show filled with drama and, everybody's baby mama troubles and all kinds of things. And I remember sitting there, I was in practitioner training. And at one point sitting there, I went, I can't do this anymore. If I'm really going to be about peace and love and human understanding and compassion, this is not the thing. This is not the place. But really, I mean, like, it was that what alarm went off that was like, yeah, no, this really doesn't, it's not fun anymore. It's not funny. It's not entertaining. It's not who I am.
yeah,
That's one of the ones I remember most. And then I think, relationships are always one, I think, where most of us tend to stay a little longer than we should, or hoping that something will change, or not wanting to rock the boat, whatever it is, whatever the reason is. I mean, I think, we've all had those experiences where we could have caused ourselves a whole lot more, we could have had a much more peaceful life. By just letting go. So yeah, I think that's that's interesting. The other interesting thing I think is when you've made a change or a shift, and you start to feel like the old self trying to negotiate their way back in.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, I want to know it. Tell me more. I want to hear because I'm sure I've had the experience, but I just want to hear.
well, for me, it comes in the form right now. It comes in the form of like going. I'm super clear that I need to streamline, let go of things, stay in my lane, do things that I'm passionate about. Because I've already established, and I'm not being egotistical, but I've already established I can do anything I want to do. I just can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's what I do. Doesn't matter if it's publicity or this or that, whatever genre it is that. And so somebody's always calling on me to do it. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? Can you, and generally, I mean, on some level it's at my own expense because I'd rather be taking the time to do publicity on our show than publicizing all these other things, or whatever. So where it creeps back in, the answer to that question is when somebody asks, then I think, oh, all right, it won't take me that long. I'll just do it. Or I know it'll be so much easier for them if I just do it. Or I should, the minute I hear should, I know I'm in trouble. I should really, it's an alarm.
It
right?
is. It is. Yes.
Yes. I should just do it because they've done this for me or whatever. So that's when I notice, just the creeping back in. And sometimes I give in and sometimes I don't.
No, I hear you. That's a really, really good example. Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, go ahead. No, go.
No, I was just going to say, I think, I think that this has happened to all of us in some ways. And, I don't know, sometimes we bargain, like the other me will bargain with me like, okay, just do it this once. And then you can let go of all of it, or the guilt trip of like, come on, they're always doing this for you, blah, 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 So go on.
No. I was just like, I can deeply identify. I mean, I literally did it yesterday. And, what I'm learning to do is to not beat myself up when I find my old self. So like that example you gave was just so perfect because I really can identify like, my co-parent to my children, for the last 2 weeks has been having like a cold or something. And so the only thing that my co-parent has to do really is collect my daughters from after school care. And he's had a cold. And so basically I have fallen into my old pattern, because when I have a cold, I still got to go get my kids, right? I got to bring them to school. I got to get them up. I got to get them ready. I got to get them food. I got to pack for lunch. I got to do all that. I got to do dance classes. I got to do everything, right? Appointments, doctors, you name it, they have it on, right? So I'm like, I have to do these things, but falling into my old pattern, I'm like, okay, I'll just get them. Okay, I'll just get them, which means I'm canceling often like plans that I may have had just for a little bit of self-care or just some time to like decompress after work. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, I did it yesterday. I did it yesterday and I didn't beat myself up, but I noticed. And
yeah. And I think that's a great point too. Like, so the noticing, because I think that, that's our alarm, our wake up call, our, whatever, and it's, I think, that's the first step is the noticing.
you can't do anything without awareness.
Yeah. Yeah. And, let's be real. It's not reinvention so to speak. It's not like a decision you make over coffee one morning. It's like a metaphysical process of evolution that starts before we are even consciously aware it's happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, though, when we're being pulled, right, for that change, that growth, we're being pulled, life is wanting us to evolve. There is there was something you said. I told you, Lord, talk about change. There is this discomfort that starts to happen,
Right.
right, when we don't listen, right? And that's the emotional and the physical cues, right? They kind of come together. That, okay, I am doing something that I have grown out of, because I am now feeling the discomfort inside of myself, whether it's in I mean, for me, it's in all places. It's physical. I feel a knot in my stomach, or anxiety in my system.
Yeah, I think we could sum it up. I mean, obviously there's different variations, but we could sum it up to say that there's just ways in which your old life starts to feel too tight. It's not wrong. It's just too small or it's restrictive.
For sure.
And I think that there's, that's a good lead into how do we know we're in this season, besides, so your body shows you in that way, you start to feel different things. I think you also, like I said, and you said about something else, there's a level at which you kind of get bored with things, like certain things don't excite you in the same way,
or they drain you.
They
right?
drain.
Because that's another way that I've this is a passion project. It's one of that started to, that were passion, that started to, instead of giving me energy, I felt like it was zapping, right? And so that's another way that I know I'm in a season of change, right? When it's something that I used to do, and now not only, it's not even about it being boring for me, it's that it drains my energy,
Right.
And I'm like, yeah.
Well, and you can't. Go ahead.
No, I'm fine. That's okay.
You're breaking up a lot, and so
I know you're breaking up too. Like literally, you disappeared for a second. I don't know if I should try to change my internet connection right now. If I do, I might drop out, but I might, because
we're getting it on yes, on both ends. Mostly you, Natasha. So. You're being fuzzy.
Okay, give me a second. Let me fix this. We'll try to fix it anyway.
It's just your soul is outgrowing this very moment. It's shaking up the airwaves. Oh, it shook them right off the air. Wow, powerful.
Wow.
See, this is the universe showing us like what happens. And because I really think that, what we're talking about is literally our souls shifting before our personality catches up.
Yeah.
It's just that awakening on another level.
I think where the challenges come in is when we don't pay attention to it. or that maybe that someone has said something to us and that something that we have not thought about. And that's a part of kind of pointing us in the right direction or in a direction.
Right.
So,
yeah, I think, yes, it points us in a direction and it really wakes up whatever's inside of us, whether it's the desire for something to come forth or the desire that something you've outgrown something,
yeah, I was thinking about the job that I had with the county. This is like 10 years that I've been gone from it. And personally, this has been the best 10 years that I've had, basically not having the day job and then basically going after my passion, which is ministry. So this has been, again, listening to that still small voice and just kind of saying, okay, well, now is the time to let this go. So I'm really glad I listened. And I remember back that I was really kind of afraid of doing that, but the job for me was getting to be so stressful. And I just had to let it go because I can't do perfection. I wish I could.
But that's a whole nother show. What is
okay? Well, we won't go on there. But I'm just saying that the job had evolved into me having to be perfect, and
yeah,
I do careful, but doing perfect is really, really tough. So
yeah, it is, and yeah.
But again, I'm glad I did what I did. I'm glad I went ahead and signed up for ministerial school. Did the crazy thing of going back to school when I was 57, and able to go ahead and to do what I believe was my soul calling to be in ministry. So
yeah, and so you listened, and you stepped into the reinvention of yourself, letting go of the whatever your tenure at a job was, to the joys of ministry and the uncertainty.
It's a spiritual path, again, that if I think the reason why, again, Robin can correct me, I think the reason why she's laughing is because that the joys of ministry, it's not just Sunday mornings. It's dealing with the individuals. It's learning that everyone wants you to step up. In a lot of centers, the minister's wife is almost considered an employee. And she's the one to go to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. Don't go there. Yes, you do.
I do know, but that's not my story.
What now?
That's not my story.
Oh, that's not your story. Okay.
I just want them to know that I'm not that minister's wife.
Okay, good. All right.
People only go to me because Gil doesn't return calls.
And here she is, ladies and gentlemen, once again from Australia. Here she is, Dr. Natasha.
I'm so sorry.
No worries.
My computer, not my computer, my router was like, okay.
No worries.
I'm tired. I was talking about like no energy. My router was like, can you please like turn me off and turn me back on every once in a while? So
no worries.
I thought we were going to do a reveal of the tattoo.
Oh, are we there yet though?
Yeah,
I guess
we're very close.
Okay. Here we go. You ready? Okay. All right. I might have to stand up. So here we go. This is my guiding star. the crescent moon, which is the feminine symbol of intuition, followed by the root seed symbol for the goddess Kali, who is one of my what do we call it? Like a patron goddess in Hinduism, and Buddhism in some ways. There's a sort of representation of that, but this is the Buddhist Enzo symbol, right? Like of life's journey being full but not perfect, right? So it's like a unfinished brushstroke, and the Unalame showing the way, the sort of twists and turns of our life journey and our spiritual journey, leading down to the feminist power symbol. Then again, part of the Unalame is this, for representing the twists and turns of life. Then the butterfly with the letter A for my daughter's name, because the day I met her, I saw the biggest butterfly I ever saw. And she wore a butterfly dress when I met her. And I kept finding little things that I found, like this little butterfly earring the day she came. I thought it belonged to my niece, but it wasn't hers. So like that whole day, butterflies. Then it sort of leads to the rest of the sleeve. But there's my other Macy, my butterfly with the M in it from my baby Macy, right? And they're on their own journey. So they're not literally on here, and they're flying up towards my heart. Because I always tell them, I didn't give birth to you from my reproductive life, but you were born of my heart. And then my absolute love of trees, right? So we got the tree of life. We have planet Earth. And I really wanted the Atlantic portion caught like in there, because I have ancestry from every continent that the Atlantic Ocean touches. And then my roots to the universe, here is the Andromeda Galaxy, and Andromeda is also the name of my dog. And everybody knows the lotus symbol and what it represents, pretty much. And then again, from the very beginning of my soul's journey, I've been guided. I've been guarded. And then this is just beautiful, like henna type decoration. So that's my tattoo.
Beautiful.
That's my
Beautiful.
tattoo.
Does it hurt? Did it hurt?
Yeah. Not all of it was like there were just certain parts that were really painful. And certain parts that were more like uncomfortable than painful. And I remember the tattoo artist, she kept asking, "How you going? How's it feel?" I was like, well, it's not pleasant. It's not what I would choose to feel, but I'm not dying. And it was interesting because at the end of the session, it was 4.5 hours. And I was laying down the whole time, but I got home and I was absolutely exhausted. What does that say?
Being with discomfort. It's the part
I was with it for 4.5 hours, and then I got home and I was wiped out after laying down for 4.5 hours to get a tattoo.
All right. Well, there it is. If you missed it, you got to rewind and find it. We have unveiled the tattoo. We have talked about reinventing ourselves, and just stay awake and aware, and just know that there are steps to the process that starts with a disruption, something you notice in your soul, something cracks, whatever it is, however you wake up to something new. And then, as Natasha said, sometimes there's discomfort. Usually there's discomfort, but we can control that. And then starting to let go of something, and releasing what you thought you knew, and who you thought you were, and who you want to be, and all those things, and being willing to step into the void and really just recalibrate and find who you are and your passions, and the values that clarify who you are, and truly step into just your place of becoming and embodying and then integrating.
Can
It
I
is,
share one thing before we
yeah,
go?
but hurry.
I know. Last night, Alexis was just laying in the bed next to me while I was like watching the news. I feel ashamed to say that. I was watching the news and she was on her Nintendo Switch, just laying in the bed next to me. And just out of the blue, she said to me, "Mom, you can trust the core of me." And I said, and just like out of whatever, I just said it right back to her. I was like, "You can trust the core of me too." And then I went, "Wait, the heck does that mean, Alexis?" And she said, "Mom, I'm just saying you can trust me all the way to the core of my soul." I was like, "Wow, Alexis, that is so profound, my love." And she was like, "Wonderful. Can I have some ice cream?"
Are you writing these things down?
I did. I literally wrote it down. That's how I'm able to say it to you. Like
Write them down because you think you'll remember, and
I did.
It's really fast.
No,
So
I wrote it just so I could say it on the show today.
Well, I think that's the parting shot for everybody. Trust the core of who you are, and trust that you know when you know and what you know, and that you can live into whoever you want to be, whoever you're becoming, and you can let go of whatever doesn't serve you anymore. It's not really, you're not really letting go. You're just transforming energy to meet your needs now. So step into it and have a good time. Have a great week.
Yes.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Peace and blessings.
Bye.